Gun owner Steven Straub demonstrates the difference between shooting an AR-15 without a bump stock and shooting an AR-15 with a bump stock. Brianna Pacey Orca/News Sentinel. File photo, Alan Breed, AP. County leaders will vote next month whether to approve guidelines for commercial outdoor firing ranges in Dickson County. Planning and Zoning Director Donnie Thiel presented the proposed amendment for county agricultural, zoned areas to the County Commission December. For the gun ranges would be considered a special exception, which would require Board of Zoning Appeals approval. It makes it easier to look at each individual request and there be some guidelines that they have to meet, Thiel said. We have been carrying it to the Board of Zoning Appeals under a private recreation, but there were no guidelines or stipulation they have to meet. In the last couple years, we have had 2 of these applicants come before the Board of Zoning Appeals, Thiel added. Both were turned down. Both of them met a lot of opposition. In May last year, county residents packed the commission chambers to voice concerns and show opposition to an outdoor firing range proposed by Drive. Paul Moorer, a neurosurgeon based in Rochester, NY, and his son, Brett, on 110 acres in Dickson County. Moorer asked the Board of Zoning Appeals for an exception to create the Tread-Proof Academy and Training Ground. The facility would have been home to a short-range firearm shooting area 77 by 44 meters, as well as a long-range shooting area, Moorer said. The board denied the request, citing the neighbors' concerns. Thiel said the proposed amendment, which lists nearly 20 requirements for a gun range, would only be a first step in the approval process. Even if they do meet those approvals, it's still at the discretion of the Board of Zoning Appeals to grant the range exception, Thiel said. Thiel also emphasized to the Commission that commercial gun range amendment does not have anything to do with going out on the back 50 acres of your farm and shooting guns. It's just a commercial gun range. Skeet shooting is excluded from the exception. Commissioner Cotton Dawson also asked County Attorney Brian Reagan about adding that any gun range owners are U.S. citizens. Reagan said he would look into possibly adding that language in the amendment. The special exception to agricultural districts currently includes the following requirements. The parcel must be large enough in size to meet the following criteria. Property must front on a county road, state or federal highway for a distance of at least 100 feet. The firing range must have a berm, at least 20 feet high at the rear, at least 8 feet high at the sides, and 4 feet wide at the top of the berm. Any man-made berm must be designed and certified by an engineer licensed by the state of Tennessee, as adequate. The rear of the firing range must be set back at least 1,000 feet from any occupied structures, roads, and property lines. The front and sides of the firing range must be set back at least 200 feet from the property line to the exterior side of the berm. An evergreen buffer of at least 200 feet wide on 4 sides of the firing range provided by the owner/developer if a natural buffer does not exist.